I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another week of Staying Salty. My name is Ashley and I upload on Wednesdays on this channel. This week we're talking about support and CF. And I thought instead of having me tell you how people can support CFers or how my friends have supported me, I thought, why not have my friends tell you? So I had 3 of my very close friends audio record them sharing their experiences of having a friend with CF, lessons that they have learned, how they have supported me, and any tips they have for someone on how they can support someone with CF. These 3 girls I met in high school, and 2 of them are they're my best friends, and the other one is a very, 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 very close friend of mine. And I'm incredibly thankful for all that they have done for me, and I just thought it'd be interesting for you to hear their perspective. So, here we go.
Hi, my name's Lily. Ashley is one of my best friends. I met her in high school, sophomore year. She's one of the most kind-hearted people I know. She's so excited and just curious about life and exploring things and outside, and I just really look up to her and think she's just such an amazing, brave person. So over the years, a lot of stuff has happened, and I think she's been through a lot, and I'm so proud of her. To start with, I think that one of the best things you can do is try to be understanding, but don't assume that you know what's going on, and just really try to put yourself in their shoes and be as empathetic as possible, and just communicate with them. I would just say communicating with your friend about what kind of support they need if they're having a hard time with anything. I mean, that's just kind of what being a friend is. I don't really feel like Ashley having CF has really impacted our friendship. If anything, her having CF it was an icebreaker when I first met her. I think that was the icebreaker of what made us first start talking and become friends. But in terms of when Ashley was being hospitalized, one of the biggest thing that I felt was important, I don't know how Ashley feels, but it's I felt because I was out of the country, so I wasn't able to visit Ashley in person, but I feel being especially supportive when things are hard, and sensitive to what's going on, and I just felt that I don't know. I felt I just, the least that I could do, I felt really helpless, and I couldn't really do anything to help her or to really be there for her, but the only thing that I could think of was be something that was outside of her hospital room that she could talk to, and that we could talk about anything from her frustrations in the hospital, or just our usual silly goofy stuff about musicals or whatever it is. I remember before Ashley was hospitalized this last time, we went to Point Lobos, and she was like, I've never been to Point Lobos before, and I was like, are you crazy? It's such a beautiful place. There's tadpoles and rocks and water. It's just this beautiful nature reserve of the ocean, and it's just there's so much fresh air and trees, and it's just a really beautiful place to just go walking around. It's I can't believe you've never been here before. Ashley, go outside. We live in such a beautiful place. And so I think that it's just, I've learned to really appreciate health more, and what a blessing it is to have good health and the mobility to go and do things like that. and go on walks in the forest and find things to do that are outside and just like have new experiences and like go adventuring as much as you can. So I think almost every time I hang out with Ashley, we always do something new. We always do something I've never done before.
First of all, hi, this is Rose. I'm one of Ashley's friends. Ashley, to me, I've always known her as a radiant and bright person who is always happy and excited about life or anything. But I think last year, a little while ago, when she was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, I always say it wrong, I kind of started to see a change, and it wasn't that she no longer had joy, but sometimes it almost seemed as if she wasn't herself, because when you're going through a disease or dealing with a disease that is really, really hurting your body and yourself, I don't think it would be normal if you didn't see side effects, as terrible as they are. So I think a tip that I would give to someone who is helping a friend or sibling or relative that has CF is be very aware of what this person is usually like, and also aware of what it can look like when they really need help. So just mood difference or just a change in attitude or even emotions, I guess, is really important. And that's what I found important, because sometimes I'd see Ashley and she'd just look almost sad or lost or just upset, and I would know something was wrong. So I guess one of the ways that I helped her, or I did my best to help, is sometimes when I'd see her not looking so happy or good, I'd try my best to come over and very calmly just ask what's going on, if she needed any help, and not in an excited manner or overwhelming, but just trying to come right beside her, next to her in that struggle, in that battle, because the world can already be so overwhelming in your body, and especially when you're dealing with something like that. So to have a friend or a relative come alongside you in just a calm manner, I think has worked, and I've done my best to do that. And I honestly learned a lot, I guess I would say, from Ashley, and even when she was going through this disease, because, and still is, obviously, because when she told me how helpful I had been to her, I was so honored, because honestly, it was only a few times that, you know, I would see her and I would know something's wrong, and so I'd walk with her to the nurse, or we would just talk for a little and I'd make sure she was okay. But those little things, she pointed out to me that those actually meant the greatest to her. And so I learned that even the smallest things you do can affect someone's day, their mood, and just their well-being. And so I guess just to be open to that and to be mindful of your friends or relatives or people around you that have this disease, and just know that you can make a difference in their lives and in their day, even if it's very small. So I encourage you to do that, and I'm honored to have a friend like Ashley.
In being a friend of a CFer and knowing a CFer, I'd highly recommend to people who are in my position to have patience, because you, with your illness, you're not going to be able to do every single thing that I think you can. And being in the hospital,
you won't be able to get out of the hospital as fast as I want you to. And whenever you get even just a minor cold, that'll take you so much longer to get over than it would for me. And I have to understand that, and I have to have patience with that. I have to learn that you're not going to always be ready. I remember so clearly when, at the end of the summer of 2015, when you were going through that episode, I remember when you were in the hospital, I remember the retreat was coming up for our senior year, and I kept asking you when you were getting out of the hospital, because I was going on the retreat and we were supposed to go together, because I wasn't really friends with anyone else at the time who was going to the retreat as well, and I really wanted someone who I could call a friend and hang out with, because it was like a weekend endeavor and I wanted to have someone who I could just hang out with at all times. But I was being so impatient with you. I was getting so frustrated, and I was like, why can't she get out of the hospital sooner? I don't understand. And that's exactly it. I did not understand. And you know what? Like, not understanding is okay at the same time. Because I feel like if I knew every single thing there was to having CF, that is the main thing I would define you as. And that's what I would see when I look at you. Which is not at all how I should be defining you as your friend. You are Ashley. You are not cystic fibrosis. And that is something that also people need to understand, is that you are not your disease. You are a person, and you have a normal life like everyone else. Yeah, there are different things that you do apart from me, but you're still Ashley. You still have friends. You still went to high school. You're still going to college. And you still have loads of fun in life. And you like normal things too. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that just because you have a disease doesn't mean you live a completely different life in both the social aspect and the physical aspect. So, and to wrap this up, another really big piece of advice I'd recommend to people is whenever you're in the hospital or when you're struggling, people should not ask CFers all the time how they're doing or what their progress is or if they're feeling any better. Ask it like once, or ask it when a big event has just happened, like if you had surgery or something. But don't keep asking it during the whole duration of your hospital stay, because what I've learned in being your friend is that you get asked that question all the time by so many people. And by answering that question all the time and being asked it all the time, that's what all you think about. All you think about is being in the hospital and getting treated. And we as friends, we should not be making you focus on that. You're in the hospital and we're supposed to help you draw your mind away from that. So instead of asking you how you are all the time, I highly recommend people bring up funny little stories or talk about like fun things. Talk about movies, talk about TV shows you watch together, talk about a new song that came out, talk about what your future plans are or how excited you are to do something together or just something you both enjoy. Don't focus the conversation on the hospital stay. If your CF friend brings it up upon themselves, if they start talking about it, then go right ahead, because they want to talk about it then. But if they are showing clear indications of not wanting to talk about it, and usually if they don't want to talk about it, they either won't respond to your text message, take forever to respond to your text message, or they'll just change the subject as soon as possible. And that is a clear sign that you should not be talking about that, because they just want to talk about something else, and that's what we as friends should be doing. So I just really advise people to love on their CF friends or people that they know who have CF, just to love on them like they do with any other of their friends. Just because they have an illness does not necessarily mean that they are far different than us, because they are normal human beings. They look like us, they talk like us, they act like us, they have fun like us. So I don't understand why there is such a divide still. But yeah, that is my little snippet.
So I hope you enjoyed today's video and getting to know a little bit more about my friends and how they've helped me and how other people or how others can help their friends with CF. And I hope it helped you guys get a different perspective, and as you'll see this week that we have many support systems when living with CF. And yeah. But that's it for my video this week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.